Only because we care and love you.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, I'll get started, guys. Is it recording now? Where's the record button? Yep, it's recording. Okay, guys. So it does say low thyroid diet strategies. Can't talk. Great. Low thyroid diet strategies. And it's definitely harder to lose weight when your thyroid isn't working properly. But what I want you to understand is that these are great strategies for anyone. And you're going to see in a few slides why that is, right? So we'll talk about hypothyroidism, what it is, how you can help diagnose, like see, treat, whatever. If you're talking to people, even to yourself, if things start to change and you're not too sure. But usually this is what we hear. I had my thyroid tested. My doctor said it was low normal, nothing to worry about, but I think it's why I'm struggling. You know, and it's just, it's silly how much you do it, and really, I have to mute you, Emma. So really, the sad thing is that people just automatically assume they can't do anything about it. You know, they're stuck, they need special medication all the time and all these sorts of things. But the funny thing is, it's not just about the right food and taking the medication and stuff. It's actually your lifestyle, right? So it's everything we ever talk about that really influences your body on a whole. So underlying all those things like the negative self-talk, the stress levels you have, the peace with your body. So that's like, when you look at your body, are you at peace with it, or are you constantly fighting with how you look and how you feel inside? Your sense of control, are you in control of how your health is? Do you feel like your decisions daily reflect how your body is, and your sense of control over food as well? So the other thing that people struggle with is also the diet plan or the exercise plan. It's just completely not relevant for them. The coach or whoever's telling them to do an exercise isn't the right exercise for the type of lifestyle they're in at the moment. And it just gets them confused, stressed, and annoyed, you know? So it just really reinforces all the other things. They're not fit enough to do it. The negative self-talk starts, and it just keeps reverberating itself, right? So what is hypothyroidism? You have a thyroid and it's a tiny gland in the middle of your lower neck. It makes hormones that regulate your metabolism, energy level, heart rate, among other things. Funny thing is, people go to the doctor, they get it tested, but the doctors for some reason only test for T3. There's actually a T4 as well, and a reverse, T3, 4 reverse. And I've learned that through ATP science, and they actually are the things that really tell you the proper functioning level, but they cost you a lot more when you ask for these tests. All right. So when you have a slow thyroid, things usually lead to cold intolerance. You might not be able to thermoregulate properly. Generally fatigued, dry skin, hair and nails, forgetfulness, brain fog, depression, irritability, constipation, menstrual irregularities, fertility problems, yellowing of the skin. Usually see that with kids. I'm yet to see an adult with that, with thyroidism, but it's there. Hair loss, brittle nails, muscle cramps, low libido, puffiness in the hands and face, and what was the last one? Difficulty losing weight. So guys, to be completely honest, even if your thyroid isn't slow, if you're not healthy, if you're not living the healthy lifestyle, I can guarantee you're getting most of these things. You know, your fingers, your nails, your hair looks like shit. It's not healthy. Skin doesn't look as clear. Like I even said to Tanya tonight, you can see it in people's eyes when they get healthier, and she's like thriving at the moment. Lisa's laughing because she said it to someone else the other day, and it just reminded me when I saw her eyes. I was like, oh wow. So health is everything, guys. It shows not just on the outside, but on the inside it will show as well. And that's what takes care of these things that operate the organs in your body. So some people end up thinking they have it, but they just don't, right? And we usually see it when someone struggles to lose weight, hits a stubborn plateau. They'll try and find a reason why things aren't working for them. And that's why I encourage people to go see a doctor, just double check what's going on, just to make sure. Because I've even had a case where Rose, who was doing the nutrition coaching as well, she kept saying she was tired during boot camp sessions and she wasn't getting any fitter or faster. And I'm just like, Rose, how big are your weekends? Like, what's going on? Like, is that what's undoing everything? And then 4 weeks later, she went and had a blood test, needed an iron infusion. She got that. And she was like running around, she was almost first. And I was like, far out. So now if I notice people not changing, know they're doing most of it, I'll say, yeah, just get a blood test to check it out. But yeah, so what you want to do is shift the sphere of control away from the disease, like stop blaming the disease for what could be going wrong. And you got to focus on what you can personally do. So eat more whole foods, move your body, rest and de-stress, and get enough sleep. Exactly what's on the Think Fit scorecard. That's why I love it. That's why it's the foundation for everything. There's no toxic side effects to a healthier diet and lifestyle either. So by us saying to someone, yeah, make sure you sleep a bit more, make sure you de-stress, make sure you do this, we are not causing any other problem in their life. We're actually improving every other area, right? So you can't go wrong improving your health. You can only go wrong by introducing medication that's going to stop other processes. And it just becomes a chain effect. I know we're just talking about Laura, your daughter's completely different. But in circumstances where people just aren't generally healthy, taking tablets and things just to stop one symptom is a perfect way to create more symptoms. Okay, so treat the cause, not the effect. Yeah, hypothyroidism can lead to a number of serious health concerns. So in addition to fatigue, weight loss, elevated LDL, your body just stops functioning correctly, right? Yeah, start having heart problems, peripheral neuropathy. Some people tend to, get nerve damage and stuff when their thyroid isn't working too well for too long. Infertility, we already covered, frequent miscarriages and birth defects. This is why people with hypothyroidism benefit from nutrition and lifestyle changes, because even if you can't completely affect the weight, at least you know you're going to help them with these other things which have other factors. And hey, Marianne. And
Hello.
yeah, that's what we want to do. You know, we want to improve the lifestyle of you guys or anyone else involved. We've just gone through a little bit about what hypothyroidism, how people confuse it, and that it's not just the hypothyroidism that's the problem. It's usually negative self-talk, stress levels, peace within your body, like how you treat and react to yourself and talk to yourself, your sense of control over your health and fitness, and struggling with any diet or exercise plan because they've been overprescribed or they're just trying to go too hard, too quick, things like that. So the spheres of control. This is amazing. World's best authors sell this all the time. You know, when it comes down to everything, you need to look at it, the 3 spheres of control, right? So the first one is the most important, and that's total control. That's what you're responsible for and what you can make changes to. So here it says my actions, my mindset, my effort, right? Then you have some control, and that's like kind of forecasting daily challenges, creating a schedule so that you're closer to being on track and you have a better outlook of the day and you can kind of see where things might go wrong so you can plan around it. Your home and work environment, guys, that is totally up to you. Like, yeah, if you have family around, you got to be a role model. You got to make sure that you put things in place to make sure that you don't go off track and you don't use them as an excuse to go off track. And that's where creating the support team around you is going to be massively beneficial. The last one, no control. So these are the things you need to realize you have absolutely no control about. And you need to go back to the first one and control your mindset around what you can't control. So here is the other people's thoughts and actions, whether you hear things from them you don't want to hear. The weather, just to make you sure you completely understand. And then your shoe size and your body shape. So ultimately body fat, yes, but if you have like more of a pear-shaped body and your bones are structured slightly differently, wider hips, things like that, sadly, like unless you're going to go get some crazy surgery stuff done, you just have to live with the shape you're given and just take better care of it. So it can be a lot harder to lose weight with hypothyroidism. So basically what happens is like your basal metabolic rate, which is what your body requires to, if you were to lay in bed all day and just sit there and live, lay there and live, that's the basic level of calories that you would burn throughout the day. Okay, just for you to function, repair, and things like that. And what happens is that basically, that requirement for energy is up to 80%, as it says here. So the rest is the NEAT, so your daily non-exercise movement. So that's things like choosing to go for the stairs and whatever else, like if your job's active, and that adds to the total of the BMR, okay? So that's why when you get your precision nutrition reports, it kind of breaks down. It asks you the questions. It's like, all right, what's your height, weight, this and that. That gives the BMR calories. The NEAT is like the questions around your work and what you do daily. Like, is it intense, hard work, whatever else. So they reckon that the sluggish thyroid slows your BMR. Realistically, guys, looking at that, not that much more, you know. And that's 6%, like 6% out of 1,500 calories. What are you looking at? 10% is 150 calories. So maybe 100 calories, you know. So that means that your body doesn't require, won't burn as efficiently that much. And that the 40% is actually for someone who's had it completely removed, like surgery. So unless you're having that issue, it's not going to be the biggest issue in the world based on calories. The first thing we need to do, so this is for everyone, guys. These are the steps you can take to make sure you improve your lifestyle, because that's the main goal for someone who has hypothyroidism anyway. As you can see, the iceberg of success. Has anyone seen anything like this before? Yeah, Em, what do you see? Well,
Yeah, basically just the top of the iceberg is what other people see in you, like working towards something. They don't see everything else beyond the light.
one,
Sorry?
the success one.
Oh, yes. Yeah, this is the same thing, right?
Very similar. Yeah. So the other one Emma's talking about is like success, what it really looks like. And the first two is like getting cool shit.
Yeah, like money and
Getting cool shit, whatever. And then underneath there's like discipline, accountability, learning, education, all this. Well, to dig even deeper, this iceberg is pretty much success as well. And mindset is the strongest foundation you can have in your life, right? That's why we're so big on it. That's Think Fit. And then it comes down to the things that you add on top to really cement those lower layers. So everyone seems to think willpower and knowledge are like the kings. Like, I just need more. I just need to try harder. I just need to do this. I just need to, and it's all this hard knuckle approach. And then some people are like, oh, I just need the right diet, which I think is knowledge, but they're not actually learning anything about the food. They're not learning about their mindset. They're just directly focused at that, learning how to exercise this way or learning how to eat this way, and no fundamentals. So realizing your habits, your environments, and your mindset. So a great one to do for your mindset sort of thing is like a destination postcard. So if you're in a mindset where you're stuck, so there's a fixed mindset and then there's a growth mindset. Fixed mindset is like, I'm not okay, like I only know what I know. I'm good at what I'm good at. I can't do anything different. Growth mindset's like, I'm a learner. I'll forever grow. I'll forever. You talk, Alison. Forever. I'll forever be. I'll be forever a learner, and I'll grow and I'll move from here and just tackle challenges constantly. And that's where we want to be. We want to be in that area. If you're stuck in your fixed mindset, you're going to believe that you're forever fat. You forever don't know how to cook. You don't know whatever else. So what we can do, and what's a good trick for some people, is when we say to them, like, all right, where do you want to go with this? Like, what's your ultimate outcome? And people will come back to us straight away and say, like, yeah, I want to lose 10 kilos. And we're like, great goal, but, you know, why? And then they stare at you funny. You're like, no, it's just 10 kilos I want to lose. And they're like, no, there's this thing underneath, right? So if we turn around and said, all right, Emma, what do you want your life to be like in 1 year versus what do you want to weigh in 1 year? Do you know what you want to say? I think you do now, but do you want to say it for us?
I want to be Emma 3.0. No, I just want control over my health and want to, I guess, just go through life with a better outlook and a better perception, not tunnel vision, and not with limiting beliefs. And
yeah, what would that feel like for you?
Oh, that would feel freeing. Is that the word? Freeing? Yeah, I'd feel free. I'd feel like happy, like I could do anything.
Yeah, almost limitless, hey?
Yes, that's a good word. Yeah.
The word? Yeah, awesome. And that's what we need to paint the picture of, you know? Like, so many people get stuck and just like, I'll be happy when, I don't know if you saw my cover photo today, but that line was like, it just hit the nail on the head for everything we're trying to teach everyone. Your best weight is the weight you're healthiest at when you're happily doing the healthy thing to be that weight, right? If you're absolutely miserable and you're dying to get to this number, it's not going to work, you know? You're going to find shortcuts, they're not going to last, and whatever else. But so here, number 2, if that doesn't quite hit the mark, what you can try and think about is, this one will kind of hit home for a few people. But picture a glowing orb represents someone's inner spirit, right? So it's a little bit woo-woo, but bear with me. I know most of you guys should be right with this, but when you think of a ball being someone's inner spirit and you see it as if they're exercising regularly, you know, they're enjoying movement, they're having so much fun, they're eating healthy food because they want to nourish their body. They want to feel the way they feel when they eat the right food. They're energetic, they sleep well, and they're well rested. What color would that represent to you guys?
I think it would be like really bright and clear for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe yellow, maybe white, but just really bright and clear.
Yeah, awesome. Alison?
Yeah, I was going to say yellow.
Yellow?
Yeah,
For the
bright,
white, really cool, bright color. Yeah.
Or was that Laura?
Yeah, really a white, like a bright white. I know it's not a color, but you know.
Like an angel.
Yeah, pretty well.
Like a.
I'm going to Marianne.
Yeah, I was gonna say yellow.
Yellow?
But light. Yeah.
Elise said green earlier when I was discussing this with her. Like,
You're weird, Elise.
That is weird.
Yes.
so guys, now this second part, it's actually not too hard to imagine because I've had so many conversations with you, but picture, you know, the orb, the inner spirit is actually someone who beats themselves up with exercise, doesn't take a day off, even when they're sick, you know, starve themselves, binge eats on cheat day, never relaxes, never spends time in nature, and just do whatever it takes to try and get to that goal weight. What color do you see that inner spirit as?
Maroon.
Maroon?
Yeah. Sort of.
like a dark
Like
green,
yeah.
Red.
maybe poo green.
Maybe too green. Yeah.
That's a good one. I was thinking red.
Yeah. So when you think about these two orbs and you think about what you may have done in the past, can you see which one's more important to you and how it actually affects you inside out? And can you see yourself actually going back to the baby poo? Do you see any benefit?
Never.
So you can probably, I don't know if you see it as much as us, but like during this challenge, just seeing people morph and evolve and glow, you know, like as they get better and all these sorts of things. And you're just like, fuck, look at your skin, look at your eyes. Like, and that's what we are. It really does show from the inside out how healthy we are. And it's not just the food, like we said, it's actually taking time, resting, recovering, and making sure that we are improving our lifestyles, not just focusing on that center point of trying to fit in a size 4 or get that perfect number on the scale. So I want you guys to really think about that and in your decisions moving forward, especially as we come to the end of the 42 Fit Challenge and stuff, because it has been so gung-ho. But think about what it's done for you. You know, I'm not saying you still have to hit. Everything's still relevant though. It's everything's like, that's sad because how that benchmarks we're trying to hit, and it's such a challenge to hit benchmarks other than just the exercises. So think how you can closely incorporate as much as you can while still enjoying your lifestyle, right? And then exercise 3. So Alison, I'll pick on you for this one. No reason. Just saw you sitting there, saw your doggy. Hoping your doggy would come back on. But what would it look like if you respected your body?
I suppose eating the right foods, drinking plenty of water, exercise, downtime, me time.
Yeah, awesome. And what does that mean to you by respecting yourself? Like, how does that make you feel?
Guilty.
Guilty, yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah. I don't know. I suppose being a mum, you always put the kids first. You always do everything for them first, and you always come last. So then, when you are looking after yourself, it's kind of, yeah. Am I being selfish? Kind of thing, like.
Rob doesn't agree.
Yeah. The wind blew.
And it's cool you brought that up. So it's like, it's so relevant because we talk to so many mums. At least we're just on the phone to a lady before, and you know, priorities change, everything else. But the thing you do realize, and I've said it a million times, it's that whole fill your cup up. But the amazing thing is, like, your kids, I watch the kids who have healthy parents and they respect their parents so much more. You know, I look at the kids that come down to the CrossFit gym with the healthy parents, and they're just like, they're trying to be their parents, you know, because they're motivating them, they're inspiring them, and everything else. And I think that's the most powerful thing. We actually, I think it's Tony Robbins was saying, it's like 25% of the things we try to teach and say are taught, whereas 75% of that is actually just by showing them. We have motor mirror neurons, and by you showing respect to yourself, like, how important is it for you to teach self-respect to your daughters? It'd be the number one thing. So what makes you different? So, and then they're going to leave one day. That's what we're watching mum go through empty nester, watch so many other older women go through empty nester. And it's like, God, you gotta love us, whatever. But if you don't love you as well, then you go crazy, you know?
Yeah.
That focus, that just needs to be there. But yeah, thanks for sharing that. It's really important. So we see what body respect looks like, but what does self-care look like?
Oh, me still?
Yeah.
Self-care for me at the moment is going for my walk in the morning. And I, at the moment, am going through all the Jay Shetty podcasts. So listening to those. That's probably about it for.
How incredible is the changes from when we first met you in the park last Jesus.
Thought I was going to have to CPR.
That's so good. Perfect. And so now self-care means those sort of things. What about self-love for you?
That's probably a hard one for me. And like I try to journal and do the gratitude things and stuff like that. And when it comes to like saying things that I like about myself, I find that really hard. And I don't know why, but
It is hard. It is hard to say. But surely there's values or traits that you love about yourself. Great mum, a provider.
oh, thank you. I knew Elise was my favorite for a reason. Yeah, I suppose that and looking back, like I know, like my girls tell me that they're proud of me, and you know how far I've come since my divorce, and you know buying a house on my own and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I suppose when I break it down, I suppose sometimes it's hard to say those things about yourself. Even like sort of saying them out loud, it's we're always taught to be humble, so
For sure. But the humbling thing is when you constantly prove to yourself that you're doing these things and you're impressed and the gratitude that comes with it and appreciation that you're still, no matter what you've been through, you know?
yeah.
And in terms of like self-love, in just like, what would it be if you were looking in the mirror? What would complete self-love be?
Maybe I'm able to look in the mirror, that I get up, I go for my walk, I have my shower, I do my hair, I suppose all those things are giving love to myself.
Yeah, more so around like, what would you have to say to yourself, I guess, to like be happy and like, I love my body, I love the body.
Like I love my green eyes,
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
yeah, pretty much. So what I'm trying to get towards is like, we need to find a way that you proving to yourself daily, which you are, that all these different things coming together means that you can love yourself no matter what size you are. You know, it doesn't take you to be that, which is the exact next side. So whatever package you come in, you're going to feel amazing as a human being if you treat your body with love and respect and care and consideration, which you absolutely do. Right?
Although I feel, sort of want to lose the weight in that, I'm not as focused on that anymore.
I don't think I've heard you talk about it.
Yeah.
It's now more just being healthy and happy.
Yeah. And ultimately you do look better anyway. Like you shift the focus from the looks to the health, and the health takes care of the looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So the next sort of exercise, those sort of things to help move you forward, really switch you back on. They're good activities to do when you lose your way a little bit, or when you're trying to help someone else as well. Number 4, so many people get caught in roadblocks and keep stumbling over the same thing again, right? So many conversations, same people, same story, never learn. We probably don't have the time to do this to help them move forward, but this is perfect. So what we do is, if this happens, then I do that, right? If I don't pack my lunch, then during my lunch break, I'll run to the grocery store where I can buy a chicken salad. If I can't get to my exercise class, then I'll do one of the pre-recorded exercises that my trainer did. So where in your life do you constantly stumble over these blocks and use excuses and whatever else? Well, now that you got the excuse, now what? How do you move forward from that excuse? And that's by finding a then answer. Doesn't have to be a perfect then answer, just has to be a better then answer, right? Step 2, build a foundation. So guys, like we said, Think Fit scorecard, optimal thing, lifestyle habits, sleeping, de-stressing, moving your body, the right nutrients, planning to eat the food, slow eating, all going to have massive benefits in every single person's life. Nutritional issues. So these are going to become aware when we're doing things like MyFitnessPal, when you got your targets and you're not quite hitting your targets. If you have a good spread of food rather than a low carb diet and all those bullshit diets that everyone does, and you just have a balanced diet with plenty of color, you'll find that your nutritional deficiencies will greatly decrease, unless you've got some sort of autoimmune problem or something like that, that doesn't allow your body to, say, for instance, iron and stuff like that, that for women tends to be a bit lower. You may need a supplement, but that's where the blood tests help out. But another way to determine if it's not just the nutritional deficiencies is like a lifestyle diary. So similar to the food diary you've done, but you just write down like how much you're moving, pretty much the challenge, which is funny. But yeah, the challenge is telling you how much you're moving. Not so much de-stress. I guess we could add that as another layer next time. Your sleep through the scorecard and your food log, so you can see what's causing problems throughout the day. So it might not necessarily be a food deficiency. It could also be a food intolerance or allergy that could be not helping you with your weight loss, because then your digestive system doesn't work as appropriately. But ultimately, guys, not everyone gets their goal in the end, and that's really okay. Like we just said with Alison, like the goal is still there, but it's actually the progress sort of thing. You're going to find that you hit brick walls. You're going to find that things happen in your life. You're going to say, oh, I just need to work a little bit harder. Sometimes you just need another little method, maybe something to get you excited again, something to keep you more consistent. It says intermittent fasting here. Honestly, guys, you still have to hit your calorie target. It just works better for some people like Tony. Tony only wanted to eat 1 meal a day. So I had to be this giant, I don't know how he ate it, but he's eating 1 meal a day and he was dropping weight. Whereas if you tell him to eat 7 meals a day, 2 hours apart, whatever else, he's not going to do it. So you got to find things that work for you. And if not, find ways to make you more consistent. So sadly, I guess challenges are the way to go. Human psychology, I tried to fight it for years, but there's something about a challenge. We love a challenge. I just hate that it gets bastardized with these F45, like super strict, stringent challenges that make people not realize there's a life around the fitness area. But yeah, so that's about it for that, guys. Did you have any questions?
Not really.
Pretty good. What I'll do is I'll send through screenshots of those two exercises if you're feeling a bit lost, and a few little instructions. But I think this one's going to be one of the most important ones. When you start making decisions, think about which orb you want to be, which light. Think about how you want to show up in the world, and that really affects you from the inside out. All right. Beautiful, guys. Thanks for joining me. You're all doing a fantastic job. Marion, I got to check you on MyFitnessPal, but it's good to see you guys. Haven't
Good
dropped
night.
off. You've done fantastic.
Bye, Elise.
Good night.
Night.
Bye.
See you guys. See you next week.
Thanks, Josh.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.